Yeah. All righty. Thank you so much for coming out. I have something to say, and I haven't had a lot of time to formulate it in my head. I do spend a decent amount of time in my head, which, in certain communities, they will say that that is not a good thing, but I like going up there, and there's a lot of beautiful puzzles and things to discover and realize. And there's a story is going to have a little bit of a repeat for all of you, which is all of you who have been to my public classes, because I told part of this story a few weeks ago. But the present moment, and that's almost become like this cliche that was talked about a lot when I joined the yoga community in about 25 years ago. And the present moment is a great place um, to settle yourself if you're in a tense or a traumatic state, right? But like the connection of this present moment is connected to this other phrase that I used to hear a lot about how the past doesn't exist and the future doesn't exist. Now, the past just went by. So if you're rewatching this on YouTube, you can just go back and watch it again. And my past is in your present. So these things, saying that they don't exist is an exaggeration because they do exist, but they're commingling and they're switching places um, all of the time. So they're constantly rewriting themselves, or we're constantly rewriting them with the way that we perceive them. Um, but again, the present moment is great to come to if we're like in a freaked out state. But the present moment also, there are things that are coming in and out of that present moment that we may have thoughts about, like, I like this, I don't like this, can I get more of that? And it's all this moving stuff. And in the future, which does exist, we may have experienced something in the present moment that we didn't have a thought about one way or the other. It was just moving through, and we didn't have a give me more of this or take this away or whatever. But when we have time, and the story I told a couple of weeks ago was about my guitar teacher taking vacation, and could have been 11 or 12 years old, and um, not developed, in the mind at that age. But I went to another teacher while he was gone. And that other teacher, after playing in his room for a little bit, and he was at the front of the building, and he had a very different kind of room. It was very like hippie-ish and stuff. And at the end of my first lesson with him, which was just us kind of playing to the best of my memory, again, you go back, the past, it exists, but it's been rewritten a little bit. Anyways, at the end of the lesson, he says to me, for next week, I want you to write a song, and I at 12 years old, you don't think about writing songs, or at least I didn't. And in the world that I lived in, most people would have said something like, who are you to think that you could have written a song? You're one, either just a kid, and one, you just live in the Midwest. And the people that write songs are the people that we go and get music from and listen to their music. They're the songwriters, and we're the people, which is fine, except for if you don't want to do that. But in that moment, it was weird to me and it was fun. But in that moment, I didn't realize the implications that that would have on my future and the impact that that moment of a random person who was in my life this long came up to me and said, hey, next week when you come here, I want you to have written a song, Mr. 12-year-old boy, and I want you to play that song for me. And that moment, in the present of that moment as a 12-year-old, the way that that grew into the future, which does exist, became this other entity that had this enormous impact on my life that was immeasurable in the moment that it happened. And that is my salute to a teacher who, in the moment, I had no idea was impacting my life until I made my way to the future and could look into the past and see what happened and how it happened, and the most beautiful blossoming that came out of that. And thank you very much. We're going to start the yoga. I'm going to start from a seated position. And I hope that you do too. And sit legs crossed but comfortably. So I'm going to do this other thing. You don't have to do it. Just turn the feet in. And we're going to put the hands on the knees. I like starting with this one a lot on Wednesdays. Core in, straight spine. We draw a circle on the ceiling, one direction at first. And we can begin our breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Super long and deliberate in the breathing. And it's funny, I'm feeling this in my right low back today quite a bit. It's odd because this is the digestive posture movement. And I thank you all for coming out tonight. And then we're going to go the opposite direction, please. Long breathing, all in the nose. If you want to restrict the larynx, you can get that true ujjayi breath. It's a little vibrational, more vibrational in the body, especially in the throat area. Excellent. I'm going to do something a little different tonight. I'm going to put goddess arms up. And with goddess arms up, the core is engaged. And the fingers, we're going to open the fingers wide rather than the mudra situation. Mudra's fine, but I want the hands open wide, like big hands, like big receivers, like big tennis rackets. And then imagine that you're walking through a normal sized door and each one of your arms is pushing against that door so that those arms are pushing back, but the rest of the body is staying in place. We're going to take a couple of breaths here. And then on your next out breath, I want you to turn to the right, but keep that door opening situation where the arms are being pushed back. And then over, please, to the other side. And then we're just going to go back and forth nice and easy. Keep those hands wide. Keep those arms again pushing as if we're walking through the door. Although we are moving, so of course we couldn't possibly be walking through a door, but again, it's the abstract thought of those arms being pushed back as if we're walking through the door. But now we're putting the movement, which is down in our digestive system. But we're going to keep going a little bit back and forth in place here. Just a tiny bit more. Great. Now push the walls out. Woo! And open the hands and lengthen through the underside of the arm here. A couple of breaths, shoulders down, core in. Really opening in the hands, wider and wider and pushing out. We're going to keep the right arm straight and put the right hand on the ground, kind of right under that straight arm. It's probably about a foot away from your hip. Turn the left palm now so it faces up to the ceiling and beyond, and then we're going to come up and over. And reach that long side. And in that long side reaching, lock your hip on that same side down to the mat. Try not to move the left shoulder on the reaching up hand the right shoulder. Try not to move any shoulder. Move only the head and look up along the elbow to the ceiling. When we try to isolate these things and move the body or only the head, we see how much all of this machine that we're in is connected. The human body, all of its parts are moving together. And then we're gonna go to the other side. So left hand down and the right arm comes up and over. Again, we're gonna reach that long straight line, lock that hip down onto the mat. Neither shoulder, torso, nothing moves. Try to look without moving anything else up along the elbow. I still felt a little movement in my arm. It's almost not possible, but we're gonna breathe here. Excellent. By the way, the secret to standing without using your hands is to cross your feet out in front of you. A little lunge, or at least leaning the center of gravity out over the feet, and we're going to come up. And we're going to shake the hands out. You could hop a little bit. You could hop real light. I'm going to do light hopping today. You could do heavy hopping if you prefer. Core is engaged. All right, with the feet about the distance of the hips, toes slightly splayed, we're going to bend at the knees. This will keep the action out of the knees. And we're going side to side, arms landing, lightly slapping the torso and the backs of the hands, clearly hitting the kidney area. And we're going to keep breathing, of course. We're going to go more. We're going to take our time getting in today. All the other stuff will be there when we're ready. All right, let's stand. Feet together, big toes touching, ankles apart, shoulders back, core in, thumbs out. Again, I'm going wide with the hands. We're going to take a couple of breaths here, strong as a mountain. Samastiti or samastiti. We're going to breathe in, reach up, prayer above the head to the moon. Breathing out, we're going to forward fold, bringing the fingers nice and low. Keep the hands down, keep the legs straight. The hands could go on the shins or on the floor. We look up, shoulder blades together and core in. Forward fold on the out breath, and then all the way back up, reaching out and up. Hands in prayer above the head again. We'll bring them down through the heart center and all the way back up on the in-breath. Breathing out, forward folding, fingers low again. And we look up, shoulder blades together. Forward fold on the out breath. All the way back up, reaching out and up. Down again through the heart center. All the way back up on the in-breath. Breathing out again, forward folding. And we look up. And we forward fold. Back up, reaching out and up. Down through the heart center. All the way up again on the in-breath. Breathing out, forward folding. We look up, lengthen the tail to the eyeballs. Forward fold, out breath. Back up again, reaching out and up. Down through the heart center. All the way back up on the in-breath. Breathing out, forward folding, fingers low. We're going to look up, and from here, we're going to step back to the top of that first push-up. We're going to clench the legs and the belly a bit. These are the locks. We're going to stay locked. We're going to lower down. Then we roll forward, up dog, legs locked, third eye looking, and then down dog, pulling up and back. So feet about 2 fists apart. You could pedal the feet. You could stay still if you prefer. I'm going to bend one leg and push the opposite heel towards down. Very nice. Walk your way up to the top of the mat, feet together, fingers low. We look up. And we forward fold. All the way back up, reaching out and up. Again, hands in prayer. back down through the heart center, all the way up again on the in-breath. Breathing out, again, forward folding, fingers low. We look up, we're stepping again, type of push-up. We lower and drop, up dog, down dog. Nice. If you want more movement, up on the toes on the in-breath, down with the heels on the out-breath, or staying still is great. Feet are 2 fists apart. We're looking at the navel if possible. Long breathing in the nose, even when we're not moving. All right, step, jump, top of the mat, toes together. We look up, and we forward fold, all the way back up, reaching out and up. Down again through the heart. We're going to do one more. All the way back up, breath in. Breathing out, forward folding, again, fingers low. And we look up, stepping, type of push-up. We lower, drop, up dog, and down dog. And great. We're going to breathe here. Excellent. Walk your way back up to the top of the mat, feet together. We look up and we forward fold. Let's come all the way up, hands in prayer to the moon. We're going to hold there for a moment. If possible, we're going to look up, pull the core in, get a little taller, arch back and lift the heart. And then let's bring the arms right down at the sides. Excellent. We're going. Let the knees fall together, sitting in chair. Great. Up, over, again, forward folding, fingers low. We look up. We're stepping again, type of push-up. We're going to lower, drop. Up dog. Down dog. Warrior one, right foot stepping, left foot turns out. Arms up. You can do the left handshake reaching forward if you like. And really take an opportunity to push into the outside edge of the left foot behind you. Excellent. Touch the ceiling again and hands back down, stepping. We lower, drop, up dog, down dog. We're going left foot stepping, right foot turns out. Right hand shake forward if you want to do that part, pushing into the back foot. Breathing here. Excellent. Touch the ceiling again. And yes, hands back down, stepping, type of push-up with lower drop, up dog, and down dog. And we're going to breathe here. All right, step, jump, top of the mat. We look up and we forward fold. Sitting in chair again. Standing, shoulders back, tight core. And let's do some more. We sit in chair. Great. Up, over, forward folding, fingers low. We look up. We're stepping again, top of push up. We lower, drop. Up dog. Down dog. Warrior one again, right foot stepping. We're going to bring hands in prayer again to the moon. Looking up, maybe arching back. Excellent. Hands back down, stepping. We lower, drop. Up dog. Down dog. Left side, please. Right foot turns out. Again, hands in prayer above the head. Core in and up. Maybe arching back. Excellent. Hands back down, stepping. We lower, drop. Up dog. And down dog. And again, we'll stay here breathing. All right, step, jump, top of the mat. We look up and we forward fold. Let's sit in the chair again. And let's stand, shoulders back. Let's do warrior two on this sequence. We sit in chair. Good. Up, over, forward, folding. We look up, stepping top of push-up. We lower, drop, up dog, down dog. Warrior two, right foot stepping, left foot turns out, arms out over the feet. We're going to take several breaths here. We're going to turn the right palm to face the ceiling. We're going to arch back and we're going to hold this pose a little bit. Sometimes I move through it quickly. We're going to keep the knee over the ankle. We're going to keep reaching through this right arm. The palm is facing the ground, the foot in the back here. The left hand is barely touching the back leg. Excellent. And hands back down, stepping. We lower, drop, up dog, and down dog. Left foot warrior two, back up. And we're going to breathe here, core engaged. I'm going to try to keep us in the flow tonight for a little longer than we normally stay in the flow. Just keep breathing, you won't even notice it. Turn the left palm to face the ceiling. We're going to arch back again. We're going to stay here, breathing. Great, hands down again, stepping, you lower, drop, up dog, and down dog. We'll stay in down dog for a few breaths. Warrior two again, right foot to the top, back up, please. We're going to take several breaths here. Straight the leg in the front for triangle. We're going to reach out, right hand down, left arm up. We breathe. Both hands on the shin, shorten the stance. You could stay here in a version of pyramid, or you can twist the triangle. Keep your right hip in. Lengthen the breath in your nose. Excellent. Hands down again, stepping back. We lower, drop, up dog, down dog, left foot warrior two, right foot turns out. Arms again out over the feet. A couple of breaths here at least. And straight that leg in the front. For triangle, we're going to reach out a bit. Left hand down, right arm up. Breathing, maybe looking to the reaching hand, maybe looking straight down to the foot, but lock between the panes of glass. Both hands on the shin. We're going to shorten the stance a couple of inches. And if you want to twist, Pavrita Trikonasana. I'm going to take several breaths here. Excellent. Hands back down, stepping again. We lower drop, up dog, and down dog. We'll take a couple of breaths here and down dog. Let's stay here a bit longer, another 2 breaths at least. Warrior 2 again on the right foot, stepping back up. We're breathing here, of course. Extended side angle, forearm on the leg. Left arm is coming up and over. You could put the right hand on the ground, inside or out. We're going to breathe here. Excellent. Hands down again, stepping top of push-up. We lower drop. Up dog. Down dog. Left foot stepping. Warrior 2 back up. And when you're ready, forearm on the leg. Extended side angle. We breathe here. Excellent. Hands back down, stepping again. We lower drop. Up dog. Down dog. I'm going to step my right foot. We're coming into horse. Toes splayed. Palms holding the moon. And we're going to stay here breathing. Stay in the pose again. Maybe just the elbows pulling back like we're going through that door again. The elbows and the wrists, that whole area through the arm opening back as if the door jamb is pushing them. The molding. Very nice. Straight the legs, turn the feet to run straight forward. We're coming all the way up and then all the way down. Fingertips on the line of the big toes, head down. And we're going to take a long time on this, just breathing. So if it starts out like you can't really get down, we're just going to hang and hang and hang and see if anything moves. Every out breath, there's an opportunity to go a tiny bit deeper. We don't need to push anything. Excellent. Let's come up. We're going to reach out to the ends of the fingers. Behind the back, we shall intertwine those fingers. And indeed, we forward fold again. Arms coming off the back. They can come way up and over. Whatever your body's going to be up for, stay, and we lift the toes up for a moment, especially the big toes. And then we put them down light as possible. We're going to breathe here. all the way up again, touch the ceiling. And all the way down again, grabbing shins, ankles. Keep the legs straight. You could get the big toes, elbows away from the ears. Let's stay down low, both hands over to the right, left shoulder under and through. We'll take several breaths here tonight. And all the way over, please, to the other side for several breaths here. And we're gonna come up, let's shorten the stance about 3 feet. We're gonna turn the left toes to the back, right toes 45 degrees. Pyramid, just moving and breathing. Behind the back, elbows are reverse prayer, shoulder blades together. We're gonna come down and look at the left foot for several breaths. I am personally skipping it tonight, but if you would like to do Warrior 3, please hop up into Warrior 3. From Warrior 3, if you'd like to do Ardha Chandrasana, place the left hand down and the right arm up. Keeping that right leg up, of course. And you could twist the moon by switching the hands. And then let's come, put that right foot back down if it's up, and we're gonna come into pivot, left toes 45, right toes out. I'm gonna bring the arms back out. It helps me with the rotation of the torso. And then again, behind the back, we look up, shoulder blades together. We come back down, and we're gonna look at the right foot, breathing here. If you did it on the other side, please do Warrior 3 here. And continue breathing in the nose. From Warrior 3, you're welcome to do the half moon. You're welcome to switch hands, of course. Very nice. We shall all step to the top of the mat. Just for a moment, if you want to take mountain pose, you can. We're going to take a couple of breaths here. Excellent. Feet apart about the distance of the hips. We're going to come down into a squat, elbows into the legs, hands in prayer, push together. That will push the legs out further. Lengthen up your back. We're going to take several breaths like this, maybe even more. Hands in prayer straight forward. We're coming all the way up to the ceiling and all the way back down. Hands in prayer straight forward. Again, all the way up to the ceiling and back down. Hands in prayer straight forward. Again, all the way up and back down. And one more, all the way up again and back down. We're going to be on the knees. I'm going to pick up a little bit of the mat from, it's a little below the center, and then triple up my mat by folding it on top of itself. We're gonna do cat-cow. Knees are about 2 fists apart. Shoulders are mostly over the wrists and hips over the knees. And we're gonna let the belly drop down, third eye looking, breathing out. We're gonna arch the back. And just moving and breathing. And once you get that movement down and everything set up, you may wish to close the eyes. Great. Let's come back to center. We'll look over the right shoulder and see the tail. And then over, please, to the other side. And we're gonna do camel tonight, so we're pushing ourselves up to being on the knees. And we're gonna put the thumbs in the back and pull the elbows together. I'm on the laces part of the feet here, but you could come up to the toes. It'll make if you choose, you don't have to do the next thing. It can be intense for a lot of us. If you like, though, you can put your fingertips on the heels and you see they're up higher if you're on the toes. And if the feet are flat, they're maybe an inch or so away. Or just stay with the hands in the back, which I'm going to do, so it won't really matter much how your feet are. Anyways, we're breathing and looking to the ceiling. You could lift a bit through the heart. Good, back down, more cat and cow. We let the belly drop down and breathing out, we're arching the back, moving and breathing. And back to center, we're gonna look over the right shoulder and see the tail. And then again, over to the left side. And back to center, right foot steps to the top of the mat, left knee is gonna stay down. We're gonna reach the arms up to the ceiling in a funnel. We're gonna do them both, so we'll do this one first. Now left elbow outside of right leg and hip stay cemented where they are. Hands in prayer pulling towards the chest. You could roll back on the ball of the left foot, lifting the knee, straighten that leg. You could stay as I am with the knee down. Excellent. Go ahead and switch. Oh, my knee popped on that one. And left foot up to the top and arms up again like a big funnel. We're going to breathe here. And other side. Hands in prayer. If you want to lift the knee, you're welcome to. Whatever you did on the other side, I would suggest you do the same. Great. We're switching again. Left knee back, right foot up top again. And now arms straight up to the ceiling. And we're going to continue breathing here. And down on the inside. You can put the elbows down, you can go in between. I'm going to step my right foot away from my hand about an inch, because that'll make my knee more over my ankle. You'll have to tell that for yourself. It's going to depend on kind of the length of your shoulders, how far out that goes, because we got to line it up a little bit to our own bodies. We're going to stay longer with the hands or even the elbows on the mat. There's a lot of weight in the hands and elbows, so it's not a lot of weight on the leg or the knee joint. So it's not like imperative, but it's just a good practice, at least in my mind, to have that knee over the ankle. There are times we can get away with other bits, but I'd like to keep it as simple as possible. Excellent. Let's switch right knee back, left foot up to the top, and then arms all the way up again. We're taking, of course, several breaths here. And back down we come. And however you did it, see if it'll go on the other side the same. Hopefully we can get somewhere close. Doesn't always work like that. And back to hands and knees. From hands and knees, we're going to get into pigeon as we've done the last few weeks. We're going to take that right shin and throw it forward. So our right knee is about where that right hand was. Crawl the left leg further back. You could lift the heart, and then we come down forearms or further. Of course, the knee is a little bit outside of the right ribs. The right foot could come forward. It's a lot. Take your time. We're going to switch sides. So I'm going to go back to hands and knees and then put that left knee up about where that hand is. Crawl the right leg way back. We'll look up through the heart if possible, and then back down, other side. We're going to breathe here, of course. Excellent. Let's just sit down. If you rolled up the mat, you can unroll it. We're going to extend the left leg straight out with the right sole against the left thigh. We're going to do the static version of Janusirsasana, but a slightly different version. You can do it as a forward fold, but we're going to initially reach both hands out towards the left toes. Now you could bring your nose down towards the knee, but this other movement is a little different. It's almost the opposite. Although we're keeping the legs straight, we're going to lock the shoulders back, core in, and stare straight forward, breathing here. Good. Let's switch. So right leg out, left sole in. And again, if you want to make it the traditional forward fold from the Stanga Yoga, nose down, or shoulders back, core in, staring straight forward, lengthening through the bottom of the leg. It is extended. Great. Cross the legs, a little different. Cross the legs however you can. This pose is a little different, not the crossing of the legs, so easily as possible. Hands are coming all the way around the back. Now, if reverse prayer is very easy for you, go ahead and do that. I'm just going to grab my elbows. And if you can't grab the elbows, you grab your forearms or as close as you can get, moving away and out from the wrists. We're going to hold here, core in, and the shoulders with holding the elbows are not quite forcibly back, but they're in that direction. And then continue with those shoulders back and the core in. Couple of breaths here. We're going to maintain all this upper body stuff we talked about, which is shoulders back, core in, maintaining the grip we've chosen, either elbows or as close as we can get to that, or reverse prayer. And on an out breath, we're going to put the forehead down on the mat. Or try. It may not go. Stay here. The shoulders are going to want to dump. Keep them up. Excellent. Back up and unravel all of that. Left leg out in front, right foot flat on the mat. Left arm grabs that leg, right hand behind you. We're going to sit up tall. Toes again pointing to the moon. Even I'm engaging the foot for me. Toes are pulling a little to the shin, opening through the arch. You can put the elbow outside. You could skip that. We twist in the torso. We gently look back with the head. Excellent. Other side, right leg out, left sole in. Right leg grabs that leg. Same stuff. We sit up tall. You can engage that foot out in the front, but the minimum, toes are pointing up to the sky. Excellent. Back around. We'll be on the tail. So let's start with both legs bent. And we're going to twist in between these tonight. So left elbow outside of the right leg, hand behind you, sit up tall, look at the wall. And then we're going to switch over, please, to the other side. Right elbow out, sit up tall, eyeball line on the wall. Good. Back to center, arms under the legs, roll back under the tail. You could let go, shoulders back no matter what. You could straighten the legs. We're going to take a few breaths here. Heels back down, left elbow outside, right shoulder back. Other side, please. Back around, up again. Heels back down, we twist, left elbow outside of right leg. Right elbow outside of left leg. This one's putting my dyslexia on fire. To 3, back on up to 3. 3 of 5. Numbers and letters, lefts and rights. Breathing in the nose. Heels back down, we twist, left elbow outside, sit up tall. Other elbow outside, again sitting up tall. Up again, number 4. Heels back down, twisting, left outside. Right outside. One more, back up. Excellent. If you roll up the mat, you'll have to unroll it. We're going to roll back and hug the knees in. And we're going to do bridge or Urdhva Dhanurasana if you want. Feet down flat for bridge, feet on knees, 2 fists apart, longest finger almost touches the heel. We lift the hips, tuck the shoulders, intertwine the fingers, push the arms down. We're going to stay here and breathe. Excellent. Back down. You could stay here, and we're going to go upside down. And we're starting with plow, kicking the feet up and over the head, legs in the direction straight. Again, the tradition is intertwined fingers, arms down, or hands on the back, fingers to the spine. Sometimes a bit more comfortable. Before you bring the feet up, if you wanted to try to scooch the elbows in, it's easier before all that weight's on the elbows, and then up with the feet for shoulder stand. The elbows and shoulders try to bear most of the weight. We're going to breathe here, looking at the feet. Give your internal organs permission to hang down inside of you. And bend the legs, knees to the ears, and we roll down into dead bug, holding the soles of the feet, knees in the armpits. And you can rock around or stay still. Good, knees into the chest for a moment. We're gonna extend just the right leg out. We're keeping the left knee up. The right hand is grabbing the left knee. Left arm is reaching out. We're gonna pull that left knee all the way over to the right. The torso's helping. We're bringing that hip up. And we're gonna stay here. Those of you that have the space on multiple levels are welcome to extend that leg, grabbing the big toe. Excellent. Back up. We're switching the legs. Left leg out, right knee up, left hand grabs the knee, right arm out with whatever. I'm going goddess on this one because I got a limitation of the space. And then over to the left. Back up to center. Hug the knees into your chest. Thank yourself for coming out. Tell yourself you did a good job. And we're going to lay down since we're already so close to laying down anyways. Let the breath return to normal. Let the body sink. Spreading out on the floor. If you're super comfortable, you can stay right here. Otherwise, I'm going to move the fingers a little bit on the toes tonight, and I'm going to rotate the wrists and the ankles. I rarely do the ankles, but I'm doing them tonight. You reach the hands over the top of the head, lengthen as long as you can, fingers to toes, core down and in. And bring the knees into the chest, and you can take some time and rock yourself up and down until you are sitting. Once sitting, hands to the heart center, making fire. Fire to light the way, fire to purify, fire to protect, fire to set boundaries. And arms all the way up. We're going to take a breath in through the nose, get some fire in. Breathe in more through the mouth. Hold that fire inside, core tight, legs tight. Lift the floor. And let the fire out. You're living your dream, don't miss it. Namaste. Thank you for joining me tonight. For those of you watching the replay of this on the internet, can catch me with a donation on my danieloverberger.com website. And let me stop the